What's going on, College Football Nation? My name is Ben Ledoux, and you're watching the Voice of College Football Recruiting channel. You can follow my socials, X and Instagram at BallByBen. And in this video today, we are continuing our 2026 Blue Chip Recruiting Class Series with the first tight end in this series, but the number 2 tight end in the country, Kendre Harrison. As we pull up his 24/7 scouting report here, Kendre Harrison weighs in at 243 pounds, standing at 6'7". He's from Reidsville High School out of Reidsville, North Carolina, and 24/7 Sports Composite has him as the number 20 player in the nation, the number 2 tight end, and the number 2 player out of North Carolina. Crystal Ball Predictions has him 100% to the University of Oregon, and that's because as of 11/30/2024, he was a hard commit to the Ducks. He holds 38 offers, notably from Oregon, Akron, Alabama, Arkansas, and Auburn. And just based off looking at the stats, the player statistics we got here, standing at 6'7", 243 pounds, we're expecting this guy to be a monster at the tight end position. And I bet that he'll be pretty versatile, playing a little bit of wide receiver as well. So we'll pull up his 2026 midseason highlights from December 20 of 2022. So let's get straight into it. And it looks like you'll be playing a little bit of defense and offense. So I'll be intrigued to see, he's just going to pick up and toss kids, I imagine. So there's a couple things that you want to see out of a tight end. I'm expecting, obviously, to see him use his big frame. I want to see him, go up and get the ball in also tough situations, maybe like a couple goal line fades, just to make it a little bread and butter for the offense in that red zone position. So he's lining up at this defensive end position, and he's got some highlights on there too. And not great tackling for him, but he's just going to pick these kids up and toss them. So I'm also expecting to see a little bit of blocking highlights in here, maybe. I like, as the NFL and the NCAA continues to evolve, we kind of see not much more of a blocking tight end. They kind of run like these 2 tight end sets, usually where they got more of like a primarily receiver tight end, kind of like your Travis Kelce's and your Brock Bowers. And then they kind of have like your blocking tight ends. More of like, the Darnell Washington of the Steelers and stuff like that, who's basically like the 6th offensive lineman. So right away, it looks like he's pretty quick, especially for his 6'7" frame. I like that he's lined up at the actual tight end position. And I'd like to see him run a little bit of slot maybe and see if he can really expand the field and be able to run these more like wide receiver-ish routes. So we're kind of just seeing some basic kind of throws. His run after the catchability right away is fantastic. I mean, given his frame and size, I mean, it's just look at how long he looks just on the defensive line. I think we'd like to see him try to, let's see a little versatile route action. And here we go with some blocking. Sit down. A lot of defensive end highlights. I like it. I like that he's able to play both ways. Man, 6'7" on the defensive line is crazy. He's got relentless pursuit to the ball. Just going to chase that. Yeah, nice. So he's quick and he's fast for that 6'7". Here we go with the red zone. Yep. If it's a goal line fade, just go up. Yeah. That's exactly what you want to see. You just want to see him attack the ball at that highest point, make it easy for that quarterback. That quarterback probably just has to put it like 9 feet in the air, and he just goes and gets it every time. Gets a smaller opponent, just sit down. So not much like, fundamental blocking, where you got good pad length, good pad height, good hands. You're kind of just seeing, that's a cheat code every time. You kind of just see him toss kids to the ground just because of his sheer size. I mean, he'll probably do the same thing with this guy. I mean, he's straight up here, but like that's so difficult for a 6'7" guy to get down to like maybe like a 5'10" frame. So, man, I want some more receiver highlights. I want to see him line up in the slot. I want to see him run some versatile routes. Here we go. Just kind of find the open area. Somebody standing at 6'6" or 6'7", it's nice seeing his athletic build and like being able to actually run in the open field, because sometimes more of these taller guys that kind of just look like they're running like a new deer, like a baby deer. It's just kind of like it almost looks awkward the way that they run, but it seems like he's got some pretty good top speed and the ability to break some tackles in the open field too. He's got a good 3-point stance too. He gets out of it pretty quick, and just those long strides are going to benefit him so much. We got some downfield blocking. I like that he's sticking with it. Yeah. I'm liking that I'm getting some blocking highlights too, because you'd probably just expect a 5-star tight end to kind of just, solely have receiving highlights. So it's nice to see that. We're also getting a different side of the ball too. So he's getting a feel for what maybe like a linebacker position is going to look like for him at the next level too. So, but I mean, in high school, if you're not playing this kid both ways, solely based on how big and strong he is and athletic he is at weighing in at 6 foot. I mean, sizing up at 6'7". Yeah. That's got to be so scary going up against, especially on the offensive line. I mean, he's just running past these dudes. That poor quarterback. A lot of defensive highlights. I'm trying to see some more offensive looks, but jeez, more defensive. Kendre, show me some offensive highlights here. Here we go. 3-point stance again. He's got some good blocking clips. So it kind of just based off what I've seen on this highlight so far. I mean, this isn't the most like pop out at you highlight reel. It kind of just, given the fact that he's also playing, half, it seems like 60 to 70% of these highlights are him on the defensive line. So I think there's a couple things that you can take away to that, might not necessarily, you might look at that, watch that and be like, oh, that's not really like, are we sure he's a 5-star? But it's like, he's 100% a 5-star. I mean, at the high school level, you're recruited for your potential. So it's like when you're standing at 6'7", 250 pounds, playing the tight end position, and we've already seen him put his hand in the dirt, make some good blocks. He's got the idea of how to play the position. And I mean, we saw the 2-3 clips of him in the red zone. I mean, just the quarterback, it doesn't even really matter where you put it. I remember seeing a clip DeAndre Jordan used to be the Clippers center. He used to talk about Chris Paul just kind of throwing lobs near the basket. But Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan wanted to catch it, out here or off to the side. It's like, I bet that's probably a very similar take to how it feels throwing to Kendre Harrison here. So it's like, just put the ball in the air and just let him go get it. And we saw him go and get the ball too. He's catching the ball at the apex, and it's not even giving the DB or, I mean, if you even cover him with a linebacker, it seems like he can just run right past you. So, I mean, we've seen some flashes out of him, and Oregon's taken the chance on his potential to be, really grow at the tight end position to where he can both block and catch and be a target in the red zone or even all across the field. Because we saw him, be able to even break tackles downfield too. So his run after the catch ability is great for his size, and he looks athletic for his size as well. So I'll be intrigued to see how Oregon uses him. I hope they don't just primarily use him as a blocker, but so we'll hop into the 2026 football commits for the 2026 or for the Oregon Ducks here. So we have Kendre Harrison, the only 5-star so far, 6'7", 243 pounds. Like I said, the number 20 player in the nation. So that's a big land for the Ducks, even though, in the past, the Ducks have been known to, always have great classes coming in because they're such a pristine organization in college. So a couple of other guys we got here. We got a running back. We got defensive lineman. Got a linebacker. Do we have any more offensive guys? So it seems like they only got a couple, 7 of them so far. But, I mean, that's, next year. So I think Oregon's probably going to do very good in the transfer portal and probably get some good guys to surround them with. But even here, Kendre Harrison is considered an athlete. So we'll be intrigued, actually. That's actually different from what the 24/7 scouting report was saying. But let's hop into his scouting report here and just see what Andrew Ivins has to say. Once every decade type of prospect, given the fact that he's being courted by college blue bloods to play football and basketball, which we did see. He has a lot of basketball highlights on his huddle too. Blessed with hulking size, as he was verified at just a shade under 6'6", 250 pounds, summer before junior year. Likely only going to get bigger with his near 6'11" wingspan and big 10.5-inch hands. A straight-up mismatch for defenders, especially down in the red zone. Not the most explosive route runner, and isn't one that really offers a ton of after the catch, but is a coordinated mover with a superb body control that knows how to get the most out of his backboard shattering athleticism. Future on the gridiron appears to be as a wide tight end, as he's got the sheer mass to eventually move defenders while attached, but ability to change directions and get home as a pass rusher on the other side of the ball is certainly alluring. So just based off that sentence right there, Andrew understands that that athlete, position is now, instead of a tight end, what he's considered on 24/7, he's considered an athlete. So he may excel at defensive end, or he may excel at the wide tight end, like he was saying. Saw production dip as an 11th grader after a remarkable 10th grade campaign, but his one-of-a-kind clay is always going to be attractive. So Oregon's picking him up just based off what Andrew's saying, almost like sheer potential, like I was saying earlier. We'll need to make some technical strides in hopes of becoming more than just a situational target, but projects as possible difference maker for a college football playoff contender that can unlock things for an offense with his NFL measurables. So I agree. I mean, he's touched on some good things in here, which, it almost seems like Andrew's kind of saying that he almost wants to be a basketball player for, just given his 6'11" wingspan and his hulking size is what he was saying. And straight up mismatch for defenders, especially down in the red zone. So Andrew's kind of hoping that he doesn't want to become a situational player. So, line him up on the left side when you're at the 5-yard line and just give him the rock. You want to be able to turn this guy into somebody you can get the ball to consistently and be able to win games consistently just based on his ability to become more of a stout route runner. So we don't want to just see, the fade balls in the red zone, or maybe just kind of like those slow seams kind of sit in the zone coverage, kind of like, what Travis Kelce really excels at, even though Travis Kelce is good all around. And I hope that, Oregon doesn't really just turn him into a pass blocker or a run blocker, but you can definitely see that he flashes the ability to become that dual threat ability. And honestly, like Andrew was saying too, he might even excel at the defensive end position too. So I'll be intrigued. Kendre Harrison's going to be a great player. I think the couple of things that really stand out is his size, like I keep saying, and his ability to run, because he does have that basketball background. So honestly, very excited for Kendre Harrison coming into the 2026 class, and excited to see how Oregon uses him. But my name is Ben Ledoux. You can follow my socials, X and Instagram at BallByBen, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace, y'all.